Lesson 13.15 is converting equations to conic form. So they're all in this general/standard form with no parentheses. We have to figure out first what type they are, and you have to select that on Delta Math before you even start changing it into conic form. So remember our rules here. First, we got to see how many of the variables are getting squared. Just one of them or both of them. If it's one, then it's automatically a parabola. But if it's two, then it's either a circle, an ellipse, or a hyperbola. On number one, I see both terms getting squared. I see them being the same sign, so that's either a circle or an ellipse, and they happen to both be a 1 in front. So that would mean this is a circle. Circles, to me, are the easiest to complete the square on. You want to put them in order of x squared plus 10x. You can go ahead and put plus blank since this is just a 1 here. And then plus y squared minus 4y plus blank, and then move the 7 over. Plus blank, plus blank. Complete the square, so 10 divided by 2 is 5. 5 squared is 25. Negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2 squared is 4. And so I can literally just put plus 25 plus 4. So this would be x plus 5 quantity squared when I factor. This would be y minus 2 quantity squared when I factor. And then this side I would get 7 plus 4 is 11. 11 plus 25 would be 36. And that's all you do, because we don't want this to equal 1. Remember, the center of this circle would be at negative 5, 2. And then our radius is the square root of this, so that would be 6. Man, I wish they were all as easy as circles. All right, number 2. I'm again seeing that two terms are squared, so that takes out it being a parabola. I do see them both being the same signs though, but they're different coefficients or numbers in front. So this is going to be an ellipse where it's wider than it is tall. So the process is basically the same, other than we're going to have to take out a 25 here and a 9 here. But rearrange your terms so that you have 25x squared plus 50x, don't put plus blank yet, plus 9y squared minus 36y equals positive 164. Take out your 25, so that would be x squared plus 2x plus blank. Complete the square, that would be 2 divided by 2 is 1 squared is 1. Take out a 9, so that would be y squared minus 4y plus blank. That would be negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2 squared is 4. Equals 164. I don't even have room. Plus blank, plus blank. Remember, I'm not just adding a 1, I'm adding whatever 25 times 1 is, which is 25, and 9 times 4, which is 36. So you get 25 times, so it'd be x plus 1 quantity squared plus 9 times y minus 2 quantity squared equals, should probably be able to do that in my head, I just don't feel like it. 25 plus 36, 225. And then I always want this to equal 1. So I'm going to divide by 225. And I should know that 25 times 9 equals that. So this should simplify to 1/9. And this should simplify to 1/25. Don't do it if you don't understand it. I'm just trying to speed it up. All right, so we're done with that one. Number 3. I didn't even write. Let me write that this is an ellipse. Because again, you're gonna have to do that on Delta Math. Okay, number 3. I only see y getting squared, so that makes it a parabola, not a parabola. Okay, so I've got options here. I could add the y squared and subtract the y over, or I could go ahead and just multiply the whole thing by a negative. And you definitely want to get rid of fractions. So I'm looking at 8, 2, and 2. The least common multiple would be the 8. So I'm going to multiply everything times negative 8. That would make negative 8x. My negative 8s would cancel, so that's just leaving me with y squared. Negative 8 divided by 2 is negative 4. So negative 4 times 1y would be negative 4y. Negative 8 divided by negative 2 would be a 4, times 9 would be positive 36. Then I want to complete the square, so I'd have y squared minus 4y plus a blank. I'm going to subtract my 36 over. So that would be negative 8x minus 36. Negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2 squared is 4. So I also need to add 4 over here. That would become negative 8x, not plus, minus 32 equals y, factor y minus 2 quantity squared, and then take out your negative 8, so it'd be times x plus 4. They'll take it like this on Delta Math, but if you'd rather flip-flop your sides, you can have y minus 2 quantity squared equals negative 8 times x plus 4. Since y is being squared, that tells me that it's going to open left or right. Yes, and then it's negative, so it would open like this. All right, and last one. I see x and y being squared, and I see a minus. That makes this a hyperbola. Okay, same process as an ellipse. Get your x squared, or whatever positive squared term goes first. Minus 54x, minus 16y squared, minus 64y. Add the 127 over. Take out a 9. That would leave you with x squared minus 6x plus blank. Negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3 squared is 9. Take out a negative 16, that would leave you with y squared minus 4y plus blank, which would be negative 2 squared is back to 4, equals 127 plus blank plus blank. 9 times 9 means I added 81. Negative 6 times 4 made that negative 64. Okay, so I've got 9 times, that would factor into x minus 3 squared, minus 16 times y minus 2 squared, and 127 plus 81 minus 64 is 144, perfect. Again, you could check by saying, okay, does 9 times 16 make 144? It does. Okay, so I know my fractions. So that would be 1/16, and this should be 1/9 equals 1. Boom, done. Since x squared's coming first, that means this guy would open left and right.